This is the main event of the evening. 10 rounds in the light heavyweight class from St. Louis. His weight, 180 and a half, wearing white trunks with black stripes, Archie Moore. Against trunks, black trunks with white stripes. And his opponent from New York, his weight, 180 and a half, wearing white trunks with black stripes, Jimmy Slade. The referee, Bob Ingham.
Jimmy, you familiar with the rules in the state of Missouri as pertains to the 8 count here on a knockdown? In the event of a knockdown, you, the man standing, I will point to the furthest corner. The man on the canvas cannot get up until the count of 8 has been reached. When you're in those clinches and you've got one hand free, keep punching. When you're told to break, take one step back and break clean. When you're in those clinches, protect yourselves at all times. Watch your low blows. In the event of a close fight, it could mean one round and it could mean the fight. Clear to you too, Archie? All right, shake hands now and come out fighting.
Bob Ingham, a very fine sports announcer from the St. Louis area, is the third man in the ring, and they will decide this one on the point system, 10 points per round. In the white trunks, Jimmy Slade, and Archie Moore in the black trunks. 10 years difference in age, Slade 25 and Moore 35. Slade has had 19 bouts, and Archie Moore 124, winning 170 by knockouts. First bout of 1952 for Slade. There's a minute to go in the first round. Heavy punching Archie Moore against Jimmy Slade. Slade is in the white trunks. Both at 180 and a half. Moore doing a lot of damage with his left, but his right hand is the one that you got to watch. Got in that savage 1-2. Round one is over, and for Pabst Blue Ribbon, let's take a little look at Jimmy Slade and his record. He's just 25 years old and had only one decision against him. However, he hit the headlines over in England when he floored Don Cockell. That's his most recent scrap on December the 4th. He battled Henry Hall to a 10-round draw in another fight last year. He started his pro career in 1949 and has won all but 3 of his 19 bouts. He was KO'd twice, once by Julian Keene and once by Joe Lindsay. But he's beaten Freddie Fiducia, Ted Lowry, Chubby Wright, Doc Williams, Harry Daniels, and is listed as a comer. But let there be no doubt about it, he's against one of the toughest punchers in the boxing game today, regardless of weight. Moore weighing in tonight at better than 180 up in the heavyweight class, although regarded as a light heavyweight, he can take the pounds off. Here's round 2. Archie Moore from Toledo, Ohio, now living around St. Louis. In the black trunks, Jimmy Slade from the Bronx, New York, in the white. Slight reddening on the left cheek of Moore. Slade has the rep of being able to take a terrific punch, and he has stopped a couple of beauties thrown by Archie Moore tonight.
Does being over 40 make you...
Archie Moore against Jimmy Slade, ready to go for round 3 of a scheduled 10-rounder. This fight to be settled on points, or of course for the KO, but the referee and 2 judges will vote, splitting up 10 points per round as they see fit. Both men at 180.5. Slade in the white trunks, Moore in the black. Moore has had 105 more bouts than Slade. He's spotting him some 10 years tonight. But Archie is the fellow with the knockout wallop. Referee Ingham tells Moore to bring him up.
Get the old time day, Archie. Old CC days, boys.
That is a slip, no knockdown. A minute to go in the third round. Archie Moore in the black trunks, and the white trunks, Jimmy Slade. This right hand that Slade has landed tonight. Round 4 coming up of a scheduled 10-rounder. Slade in the white trunks, both men at 180.5. Slade with a tremendous chest for a light heavyweight, 43 inches as compared to Moore's 40. Slade apparently isn't worried about Archie Moore's left hand. He's busily guarding against the right. Just when it appeared Slade was in trouble, he came back beautifully. Round 4 is over. Round 5 coming up from St. Louis. Archie Moore in the black trunks against Jimmy Slade of New York. Neither man has been down, in case you have not been with us all the way. That's Slade along the ropes in the white trunks. One minute to go now in the fifth round. Refereeing, I'm almost caught a left hook from Slade that time. Neither man showing a mark. The left cheek of Moore reddened earlier in the fight. That discoloration is gone.
Come on, Archie, let's put the clap.
And that's the end of the fifth round of the scheduled 10-rounder. Moore having a little difficulty solving the great defense of Jimmy Slade. Back to his corner to take things easy for just a few seconds. Archie took part in 15 fights in 1951 and lost one decision to Harold Johnson, whom he later beat in a 10-rounder. In fact, he's 3-1 over Johnson. They battled each other 4 times.
After a long day of doing cowboy stuff, I like to retire with the one.
And a boy that's been around. To look at his face utterly unmarked after all of his ring warfare, you can realize that he must have been landing a lot himself, and that's what he's done. He's won 100 of 124 with 70 knockouts. This is round 6. Jimmy Slade in the white trunks, Archie Moore in the black. Neither man has been on the floor as a result of a blow. Round 6 at the St. Louis Arena, halfway gone. Neither man doing much effective punching to the body. They've been shooting for the head most of the way. For round 7 at St. Louis, between rounds, we noticed that Slade was having a little difficulty breathing in his corner, and he's starting to lump up slightly over his left eye. Archie Moore in the black trunks has no marks of battle as yet. Slade was shaken up in that exchange early in the round, and he's been staying away as much as possible. Two minds with but a single thought. Let's spin each other. That right hand was a trifle high for all the marbles, but it still did some damage. There is the end of the 7th round. You can see that Slade is a bit weary from the pace that he has set, doing quite a bit of running from Archie Moore and then punching in flurries himself. And they're trying to refresh him for the 8th, 9th, and 10th rounds, as this is a scheduled 10-rounder. This is round 8 coming up. Archie Moore against Jimmy Slade. Slade swollen in the left eyelid. That's the only mark of battle so far. The 8th round, Slade in the white trunks, Archie Moore in the black. For a man with only 19 pro fights, Slade has done a beautiful job of defensive work, particularly moving away from that right hand of Archie Moore's. Jimmy now is swollen under both eyes.
Hold it up, Archie. Come on, Archie, let's mark it back. We don't want that close up.
There's a minute to go in the 8th round. Seconds now. Round 8. The warning buzzer at the St. Louis Arena for the 9th round. Jimmy Slade against Archie Moore. Moore in the black trunks, Slade in the white. Slade puffed around both eyes. Slade draws a warning for a low blow. Ninth round at St. Louis, a minute and a half left to go. Slade making a determined effort to go the distance. Has not been off his feet, but he's been rocked very well. Both men are warned for low blows in this round. And that's the end of round 9. Moore a little disgusted with himself as he goes back to the corner. He has found the chin of Jimmy Slade of the Bronx, New York. A very elusive target with his usually lethal right hand. Slade has not worried too much about the left hooks and jabs, but he's been going someplace else whenever the right hand of Moore has been thrown. When you consider that Moore turned pro back in 1936, you figure he's been in that ring for a long time. He took part in 15 fights in 1951. And one of them was a bout with Carol Stees, the European heavyweight champion. It ended in a draw. Stees recently beat Hein Tenhoff for the heavyweight title of Europe.
Popcorn, fresh pop.
That's your warning buzzer for the final round, to be brought to you by Pabst Blue Ribbon from St. Louis, and we'll see what happens. That's Archie Moore ready, and Jimmy Slade in the white trunks. There's just 1 minute to go now for the end of the contest. Archie Moore in the black trunks, Jimmy Slade in the white. Slade going all the way out for the knockout now. What a comeback that is. It's over. Jimmy Slade gulping in big mouthfuls of the ozone out here in St. Louis after he made an inspiring comeback in that final minute, calling upon his youth as against the 35-odd years of Archie Moore, and he had Moore covering up a bit. We'll have the decision. The referee and the two judges will vote with 10 points per round. And we'll have the decision in just a moment. Neither man was down. Very good example of defense by Jimmy Slade as he just about completely tied up the strong right hand of Archie Moore. Announcer John Curley is in there now collecting the ballots, and we'll know right away. Commissioner Charlie Orchard of the Boxing Commission of the state of Missouri has tabulated the votes. There are the microphones to carry the news around the world and to the folks here in St. Louis. Here's your decision.
Farrell for Moore, 55. For Slade, 45. Judge Fred Connell for Moore, 56. Slade, 44. The referee, Bob Ingham, for Moore, 55. For Slade, 45. The winner by unanimous decision, Archie Moore.
And it is a unanimous decision for Archie Moore, despite a terrific flurry in the 10th round that had Jimmy Slade attempting to put on the knockout punch.
Ladies and gentlemen.
The following is a paid program for the Shark Professional